is going on, everybody? Welcome in to the North End Podcast, episode 82. My name is Zach Graham, your host here in the North End, joined, as always, by my good buddy. He's on record as my best friend. His name is Ian Michaud, and we call him E, a.k.a. E. James, a.k.a. Sebastian Drew E.C., a.k.a. Eastradamus, a.k.a. Pap E. O'Daniel, a.k.a. The Fashionista, a.k.a. Oh, my goodness. A.k.a. Chili Willy, a.k.a. Joe E. Chestnut, a.k.a. Eon Stonkel, and today, for the last day, Vacation E. Wrapping up your vacation in New York, headed back tonight. So this is an early morning North End podcast recording here on Wednesday. I'm going to use that as my excuse for this disjointed introduction. How you feeling, my friend?
I'm good, man. This is the sleepy pod, the sleepy episode.
Yeah.
This is usually before my waking hours most of the day. So we're up, we're at them. We're talking Austin FC. I know we don't have too much on the docket, but there's always something going on. Had some great matches last night that we were able to watch, and unfortunately didn't get the results that we were looking for personally. For our nice little Leagues Cup bracket challenge. But still, some great soccer, some great footy. And, I'm excited. We're getting close to seeing the boys out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's as close as we've been, right? The next North End podcast episode, we're going to have an Austin FC, not an Austin FC 2 match, an Austin FC match to break down. And we're going to preview that match here today. We'll also preview the Austin FC 2 matchup against Whitecaps 2. Talk a little bit about those Leagues Cup semifinals, check in on the bracket challenge, and of course the nonsense, the bets at the end. But before we jump into all that, just real quick, tomorrow, when most people will be listening to this, Thursday, August 17th, is the North End Podcast 1-year anniversary. Episode 1 dropped August 17th, 2022. Here, episode 82. Today. I could see that was a surprise to you. How's that make you feel?
That's great, man. Shout out to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's
a pat on the back.
Yeah, I'd be a little more excited if I was a little more awake, I think, maybe. But shout out to us. Shout out to you, everything you do on the back end there. That's awesome stuff, man.
Well, hey, and look, shout out to you too, because 2 episodes of Vacation E this week. We had Bike Trip E. We had COVID E before. I mean, look, it's not only me putting in the work here. And I'm glad you brought it up, because I was going to take a dig at you and say I've never seen you up this early. I think maybe even for basketball. I don't know. So
that's not true.
Let's go ahead and get into it here. Look, we have had this game circled on the schedule ever since the end of February. The disastrous first match, at least in our eyes. Obviously, the team has recovered somewhat to the 5th place position, but St. Louis has not slowed one bit. St. Louis, of course, I still maintain this team is not good. Maybe that, I guess kind of leaning into what my prediction might be later, but first place in the West, St. Louis City, the expansion team, only 2 DPs. Both of them were out for an extended period of time, still sitting on 41 points through their 23 matches played. That is 9 points ahead of Austin FC, and a plus 16 goal differential, which next best is LAFC with 9. So St. Louis, they are in that capacity, the Austin FC of this season. They are overperforming their XG by a good amount. But like we always say, the only thing that really matters is G, and they've got a lot of them clearly. So also a very, very good home side, City Park there in St. Louis, as I try to get this home table loaded up. Fight Mob running a little bit slow this morning. I'm sure, all of the Women's World Cup fans, I don't know if you saw that Sam Kerr goal this morning, but my goodness. What a rip. Australia coming up short, but that was certainly an exciting moment. St. Louis City, 25 points from their 12 home matches. That is actually on terms with San Jose as the best home team in the West. So again, St. Louis also doing it on the road. We know that well. But again, they've been without Joao Klaus for, I think now, maybe the majority of the season. He's still on 5 goals. Nicholas Gioacchini, who was an expansion draft pick, I believe they plucked him from Orlando City. He's now leading the team with 8 goals. And get a load of this, man. Jared Stroud leading St. Louis City in goals with 4. Edward Leuven leading the team in goals plus assists, 6 goals and 3 assists. So, you know, some familiar names here. Any takeaways from this? What's that?
Why are you seeing Stroud leading them in goals?
Assists. Was I mistaken there? 4 assists.
Okay, yes, he's in assists. Look, the Giannacchi kid, or I'm not saying that properly.
Gioacchini, I think, is how it's pronounced. But we also might both be wrong there.
I think it's Gioacchini. He's been balling, man. He's played really well for them. You look at his XG, and he's a full point clear of Lewin there in second. And like you said, when you were previewing this team, they've really stood the test of time here in this first season and maintained this top position pretty much throughout the entire season, right?
Yeah.
Like they've been number 1 with LAFC, maybe.
Dude, I don't think they've dropped, man, because they won those first 5 games, right?
That's right.
Out ahead, and they've had some tough stretches. I guess like relative to us, they really haven't had many tough stretches.
They're a good club, and it's going to be a tough place to play. Obviously, the support and enthusiasm for this team is through the roof there in St. Louis. They got the new stadium, obviously a fresh club. So it's going to be a very difficult matchup. And like you said, we've been waiting on this for the longest time. And obviously things look a little different now. I don't know if any of us predicted the situation we would find ourselves in now with our roster. No Diego, where we're sitting. The injuries we had suffered throughout the season in a pretty chaotic year. But it's going to be a good test for us. It's going to be a great way to see like the temperature of this team after the long break and then after the Diego trade as well. So I'm excited for the guys. It's going to be fun, man. You know, Sunday night, that's going to be rocking.
Yeah, and that's actually, I think, and I'll pull up our schedule here in a minute just to make sure. I think we have actually a majority of like Sunday and Wednesday games throughout the remaining 11. I believe all but 1 of the 5 home matches are Wednesday or Sunday. And so after we've had, I think, mostly all Saturday matches, a Wednesday here or there in terms of the league schedule, switching it up here down the stretch. And that is going to be a Verde-packed Sunday night with FC2 at 4 and the first team at 8:30. St. Louis, their toughest stretch this season was a 4-game span from June 7th to June 21st, where they only got 1 point from those 4 league matches. They lost 2-0 to Dallas. They drew LA Galaxy at home. They lost to Nashville. They lost to RSL. So again, if that 4-game stretch is your worst, you're doing pretty good. That's why this team is sitting in first. And I will correct myself because looking at FOTMob, that is one of the sites that does not count those hockey assists, right? And we our players get those here in MLS. So Edward Leuven leading the team in assists with 6. Jared Stroud still on 4. And then Joao Klaus also has 4 in his limited time. He has only played 9 of the 23 St. Louis City matches. So again, I guess 9 goal contributions in 9 games. That ain't bad.
So that's the Messi.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. We'll talk about Messi and that continued Miami success. I think I have flipped my switch. I'm getting ahead of myself. I think I hate this team now. Fuck Miami, dude.
Oh, Miami.
Yeah. We'll talk about Miami here in a second. You already know I hate St. Louis City. Speaking of Klaus, we did find some news on him last week at this time. Bradley Carnell, the head man for St. Louis, mentioned that Joao Klaus had been running last week. He had 1 more scan to pass and then was expected to be partially practicing with the group, maybe some individual work on the side, some non-contact stuff this week. The quote from Coach Carnell was, he's feeling pretty good. We're hoping that he progresses intensely. I hope he doesn't progress intensely enough to get the start or even play at all on Sunday, because we'll take every advantage we can get, especially with, this being the first time out, aside from the friendly, but, we know the lineups were rotated there.
Mm-hmm.
It's our first go-round without our boy Diego Fagundes, and so I'll use that as my own segue here to get into talking a little bit more about us. Yeah, man, I guess first game without Diego. We've had some weeks, though, in training. We had the little NYCFC friendly at home last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't expect us to come out here looking super disjointed.
No.
How do you think this team is going to come out of the break?
Look, I'm feeling pretty optimistic about how this club is going to look. Is that going to translate to a win in St. Louis? I don't know yet. I'm going to say it will, but it's going to be a tough test. And like I said earlier, like this is a good way to see where we're at. Take our temperature a little bit. Figuring out Rigoni status on that left side.
Mm-hmm.
That is really what it comes down to for me, because obviously we know the door is open here for CJ. He's going to have the opportunity to get some minutes. And I think he provides an element that we don't necessarily have in the first 11, or just like the rotation that we have with that first 11 as well, that CJ provides. Big body, athletic, fast, young. Like that is not something we have had on these wings at all during our time here as Austin FC fans. So I think you'll probably see that starting lineup with Emmy in there if he's ready to go, which I'm not sure on his status yet. Have you heard anything about where he's at?
No, so I mean, obviously we saw the Loch Ness monster Rigoni in that practice video last week. We also did see somebody snapped a picture of Emmy and Danny at the Austin airport, I believe on Saturday. So who knows what they were doing, whether it was, some sort of team promotional thing that they were flying to, going to a vacation over the weekend. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think he's going to be out there, but he's one of the guys that we did not have confirmation of him playing in that NYCFC friendly. So I think it's a true questionable. Maybe he's off the bench if he's active. I expect to see him active, at least. I don't know if I can say with certainty or with any sort of strong conviction that he's going to start, but I think he's back. It lines up with the injury timeline, and I'm hoping that this week breaks the media silence of Josh Wolf. Obviously, he'll be forced to talk to the media after the match, but I'm hoping we get one here, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, something where I assume we will get an update, whether it's super clear or not. That remains to be seen.
Yeah, look, so to go back to your original question, I think this team is going to come out somewhat revitalized, fresh, ready to go. We've kind of just been behind the 8 ball all year, trying to catch up, trying to get healthy, trying to salvage a lineup for a 2-game stretch, or trying to salvage a lineup for our 3rd game in 14 days or whatever it was, 10 days, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But with this nice little break, I think everyone got time to take a step back, gather their breath, and we're going to go out here and look pretty good. We're going to play our game versus this team. We're going to control the ball. They hit you heavy on the counter. Like they like to do that. Lewin in the middle there. He can distribute. He can also get people involved on that wings with some nice long passes, and he's got a shot to him. So the absence of Klaus is huge. Like you said, 9 games, 9 goal contributions. He's big.
Yeah.
He knows how to use his body, and he's skilled, which gives us some real issues on that back line. But other than that, I'm really looking forward to seeing the play of Danny in particular and Owen, because I think now that the onus of this team shifting without Diego is going to be able to highlight some of those things that they can do a little more. And those games that we've really seen them where they're humming, it's like one guy's going forward, and then they play off of each other, and then the other guy's sliding back, whoever it may be in that moment. So I think that's where you're going to see the more of attention to this club going, because we have to have skilled guys involved at all times with the way we want to play. And Danny's the way we break up from that back line, moving forward, progressive passes. So I'm really looking at those two to step up and, take a chance here, man. You can move into, a much more revered spot in the club by stepping up here in the second half, or not the second half, but the close to this season.
Yeah, the final third at this point.
stretch. Yeah.
11 games remaining, 34 total in the regular season slate. Let's kind of talk about that full lineup because I think there are many ways we could go here. I don't know if you or I have, again, any strong conviction in what Josh is going to do. Because, there are some people convinced that we are going to move back to that 3-back formation, with the wing backs now that Diego is in LA. I think that certainly could come. And we saw that that's what, the coaching staff wanted to do to start the season in various forms, depending on who was available. We know Alex Ring is back, right? We saw him appear in the Juarez match. We saw him in multiple practice videos over the break. So I guess let's talk this through just real quick. Backline. I'm going to say we see the 4-3-3 once again here. Again, we could see the 3-back. I'm not surprised there, but then I think you're either, then you're somewhat forced into either playing Kip out there with Hedges and Cascante, or maybe Alex Ring still playing at center back. I think we're going to get Hedges and Cascante here. I think we're going to get Johnny and Lima. That's what I think is the strongest. I'm certainly not going out on a limb there. I think the strongest back four that we have on this roster. What do you think we're going to see maybe on that back line? I guess let's start here. Hedges over Kip? Yes,
absolutely. Okay. I think I would be surprised if you saw the 3-back.
Okay.
With the center back acquisitions that we've made, and just needing to have Johnny out there in a threatening position is part of who we are. So I'd be shocked to see if we move to that 3-back right out the gate. I think it's on the table. I think it's something that they will go to and will utilize throughout the rest of the season, depending on matchup, depending on injury, depending on game script. But I think here we're going to be trying to reestablish ourselves in what we do, what our identity is now that Diego's gone. So I think you go to that lineup that we are most comfortable with. So I think in the back there, you're going to go see Hedges and over Kip, like you said there. Cascante, Lima, Johnny G. I'd be surprised if Alex started. So I think it's Owen and Danny there. I'm with you. I don't think Rigoni's going to get the start on the left. I think he'll be available. And that's really where I'm just like, all right, who are we putting there? Is like, are we going CJ? I don't think you can.
I don't think so. I think it's unless he may be. Unless CJ is just killing it in practice over all of the other potential left wing options there in this 4-3-3. I think if Emmy's not ready, man, and again, the same thing to Memo, who the club did release the first official pictures of him in Verde and Black. So, excited to see what he can do with Austin. If it's not Emmy, man, I think Rodney on paper would be my guess. But let me run this by you.
Okay.
Because I do think that our best 11 right now includes Alex Ring somewhere on this pitch. And if we're talking 4-back, I think we may see Alex Ring and Danny there in the defensive half. And how about Owen on the left wing?
Oh, yeah. I think maybe I floated that a couple pods ago. But
I think you did, and I think I pushed back on it then.
Yeah, I could see it, right? Because I'm with you there. We have a talent deficiency, and getting Alex and Owen and Danny on the pitch at the same time maximizes our talent. Right. So that's a big ask for Owen.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's on the right and Ethan steps up and plays on the left. We've seen him play a few minutes on the left this season, if I recall correctly. But again, the left is certainly neither Ethan nor Owen's strong side there.
I think it's going to be Rodney, like you said on paper there. I think that's the move we should see. But being able to move Owen out there, which I think we could, at least to see what it looks like. And if it doesn't look good, then I'm fine with it. But we're trying new stuff here. And with Memo, what are we trying to slot him on that left wing there?
I think he was playing mostly on the left for the Galaxy this season.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was more of like a left mid or a left wing, but
yeah,
that was his designation on like FB ref in his box scores, or in his game log rather, was left side, left midfielder there. So I think he's competing for that spot as well. But again, I think my hope is that number 7 is out there, because I want to see our $2 million guy, performing or not. I want to see him back healthy and available. Because I think he is the best option for that spot. Even with how limited, we know his ceiling is limited. He ain't, we're taking the L on the over 15 goal contributions or whatever we said early in the season. But yeah, I think we are better with him out there. Especially if especially with Diego gone, we need Emmy to step up.
This is a nice little section of games here where Emmy can try to switch the narrative a little bit, try to get something good going. And look, Rodolfo said it when they traded Diego. It's good for the players.
Yeah,
it's good for them to know. So it's on the table. We can move anybody at any point in time. We're not afraid to do it. So Emmy has a chance here, another opportunity to walk into that left wing and provide and help us churn out some points here at the end of this season, as we are going to be in a dogfight to get positioning or even just make the playoffs. So I'm for him on the left. I think he has a chance here to walk into that role and just take it over. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be a debate, really. Like,
it shouldn't even really be a competition, right?
This is where we want to play you. This is where you need to be. We paid you. So it shouldn't be a competition. So I hope that he's able to walk into it and be like, this is my spot. This is my job. And then you guys can get these back end minutes when I need my rotation.
Yeah. Yeah. Like maybe we don't see a full 90 out of Rigoni in his first game back there, but and then up top, I imagine, given the practice videos we've seen, Jossie's going to start. Maxi's going to be available to back him up. And we are going back to the the regulation bench in terms of who's available off of it compared to those Leagues Cup expanded rosters. I don't think I have much else to add outside of asking you this: how much is Austin FC winning by on Sunday night?
Look, I'm going to go ahead and say Austin FC is going to win this game 2-1.
That was mine as well.
I don't really see many other ways. I don't think we're shutting them out. I don't think we can get into a shootout with them as well. So right here in the medium, the middle, 2-1. Good game from Brad Stewart.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to need one
in this.
What's that?
Who's kind of got lost because, I mean, he came off the worst 2-game stretch of his life here in Austin. So, and I think that's a good thing because we know it's Brad. And we know Brad's going to come with his lunch pail and he's going to put in work every single day. So I think it's 2-1 in a big game for Brad. And we walk out of there heads held high, feeling pretty good about ourselves.
Does Brad Stuver need a bounce back performance here?
If he's called upon. You know what I mean? Like, it could be a game where it's not really like all like you got to make some huge saves, but to have a good, solid bounce back game, I don't know if he needs it.
Yeah,
it would make me feel better.
I don't think with the way that just fans in general, not just Austin FC fans, react to their team or their players doing poorly. And I guess bringing in, some of what we do know about the Austin FC fan base, I think even if we give up another 3 goals or worse, I don't think anybody is really coming after Brad. But again, I think he needs a bounce back performance here. But for him, first of all, and then to kind of call the dogs off a little bit because we still got some angry fans.
It's only going to take 1 or 2 goals out there in St. Louis for them to get real angry again.
Yeah, they've got their sights set on some other names, I think, before Brad, even if he has another stinker. But I guess maybe I'm just saying for me, I think he needs to bounce back. So
I'm with it, and I would take it. I'd welcome.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna.
Yeah.
So you said 2-1. I hate saying the same thing as you because you're an idiot. So I'm going I'm gonna go 1-0 Austin. Shutout for Brad Stuber, bouncing back in a big way.
Big way.
And I'm gonna say Seba gets the goal from the spot. How about that? Another penalty for Austin.
Man,
Yeah,
you
really. Look, I'm feeling a little saucy after the the Austin FC 2 Zestradamus last episode. So there you go, 1-0 Austin.
All right, calling in the PK.
All right, and again, as always, as we tell FC2 all the time, we don't care how you get it done. Just bring home 3 points. It would be huge, considering all the teams still jumbled up between us and 11. I guess we'll talk Austin FC2 here in a second. Just a couple things to talk about. That when people will be listening to this, that No Comply collaboration will be out. I believe that's happening all day today, Wednesday. I did see like the prices were released, and I think the shoes are the most important or most expensive rather of the 3. You've got the kit with the collar, you've got the shoes, and you've got some shorts there with the No Comply and the Austin FC logo. I think all 3 of them look pretty damn cool. I wish I could go get all of them. But man, the kit only $70. I thought that was really surprising in a good way.
Yeah, no, I thought it was awesome. I love the kit. The $70 price tag makes me love it even more. I'd love to get my hands on one. I think I'm going to try to start that process, like you said, like it gets going here a little bit today, right?
I don't know if it's today. I think I saw Saturday 19th in terms of like when you can maybe get it online.
Okay.
And
yeah, no, I thought all 3 pieces were fire. I thought they were great. But yeah, for me, the jersey's number 1. I love the look. It's got the retro kind of like 90s feel to it. I'm digging it.
Yeah. A lot of people I saw complaining about, they said if that black rectangle in the middle was a little bit smaller, they would love it. I think it looks fine. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I think it looks really great.
We all know you're about the collar now. We mentioned Memo Rodriguez, the club releasing his first little photo shoot in the Las Voces kit. Great to have Memo here. And then the other thing from the weight room video, I guess 2 things. First of all, CJ Fodre in that video. I think that's the first time we've seen him in a first team hype video. So maybe now that we're out of this break, maybe that full-time first team role, maybe that is finally happening here for him. But the bigger news out of that weight room video, Kip Keller on the edge of returning to St. Louis here, kind of a double revenge game for him, homecoming and fuck you, Jared Stroud. Maybe he cut that hair so Jared won't recognize him this game. I don't know. But big haircut for Kip Keller. Looking sharp, man. It's a big change. It was surprising to us, but looking good.
Yeah, went with the baldy, right? The buzz.
He's kind of. It's almost like I saw somebody say he looks like Ethan Finley's son, and I think that was a decent comparison there. Not the full buzz, right? But he's clean cut, looking sharp. So yeah, feeling good coming out of the break here.
Okay.
For Kip Keller. Let's talk Austin FC 2. Let's get into last business day here because again we're coming off the thrilling revenge victory over Quakes 2, the 2-0 win. Sebastian Pino with the brace, pushing himself into the lead in terms of goal scorers for Austin FC 2. On the road again here. Again, it's a very road-heavy back half of the schedule for Austin FC 2. Yep. Going up north of the border here, taking on Whitecaps 2 at BC Place. So playing on the turf, playing in the huge stadium. I know we hate the turf, but hey, these guys play on turf every game. And our guys play on turf every game at home. Yeah,
that's true.
It's turf. So, let's see what we can do here. This is a team I think we should come home with 3 points from. We did get 3 points against Whitecaps 2 when they came down to Austin. That match was June 9th. I may be mistaken here. That was the 1-0 victory with the CJ winner in the 75th. I think that may have been CJ's first goal, if I'm not mistaken. I think I can probably pull up his game log here and find that out. Oh, that's only going to give me first team game log. Regardless, the 1-0 victory over Whitecaps 2. Yep. That was the match where Thomas Hasal right, who has a lot of first team work for Whitecaps.
Mm-hmm.
He got the red card in that one in the 67th minute. And so Austin FC took advantage shortly after in the 75th minute. But, not a team that's devoid of talent here at the next pro level in Whitecaps too, but they are sitting in 10th of the 14 Western Conference teams, just 28 points from their 2 matches played. The entire Western Conference is now even on games with 22, except with the exception of North Texas SC, who's on 23. But just taking a look at the top of the standings here, Rapids 2 now out in front by 6 points once again after they took care of business against, I believe, Tacoma, a 3-1 win on the road for Rapids 2. So extending that lead out again. We've just got to continue racking up the points here and hope they slip up. They only need to slip up once because then we get Rapids 2 at our house in late September. So
that'd be huge.
Winning to keep pace here.
Yeah, that would be absolutely huge for this club. And look, this Vancouver team comes in. They're on a 5-game losing streak. Yep. They've been getting scored on pretty thoroughly here in these 5 games. I don't think that they can hang with us. Like you said, they're in 10th place here, kind of on the outside looking in. I don't even know if they really have an actual legitimate shot to get into the playoffs with how they've looked, particularly in their last 5 form. And this is a team we should beat. This is a team we're better than. This is a team that does not have the talent that we have. You look at their goal differential, and they just give up goals like a sieve. So we're going to be feeling good, I think, about going up there to Canada and getting that dub. And this Austin FC 2 team right now, it just feels locked in. You know what I mean? We had the Kip departure, kind of handled that. We have really, really settled into who our starters are and like who we feel most confident in, particularly with Czech. And oh my God, why am I blanking right now? Czech and Christ.
Oh, are you talking about on the Anthony Deanda?
No, he hasn't been there for long enough for me to say that I've felt confident about him.
Chris Pinkham?
Pinkham, yes. Pinkham. Have really enjoyed Pinkham. He stepped up because that was a void we were looking at there in that back line where it was like, what are we going to do with Kippy? Because we know where Captain Joe fits in most comfortably. Yeah. So this team is really humming right now, and I think that this is going to be a win where we convincingly beat this team.
Yeah, so just the last kind of look here at Whitecaps too. I just wanted to bring this up because when we played Whitecaps, the first team rather, back in mid-July, Levante Johnson was somebody that you caught your eye. I think you said something to the effect of, man, we don't have any Levante Johnsons on our team. Whitecaps, too, is where he has spent the majority of his time this year. I did not know this. He did not play against FC2 in that first matchup here in Austin, but he has played 14 games for Whitecaps, too, with 12 starts, and he's leading them in goals by a wide margin, 7 goals and 1 assist in his 14 appearances for Levante Johnson. So we may see him out there, especially since this match is at home on Sunday. We did talk last time about Cameron Habibullah, who has been leading them kind of just as their guy in the middle there, kind of making everything go. He's got 4 goals and just 1 assist on the year, but I believe he is the highest rated player on this team in the Fatma model. And I'm mistaken now. Habibullah has now dropped a little bit. You've got Giovanni Aguilar as the highest rated player, just above Levante Johnson. And Aguilar, 2 goals, 3 assists in his 21 matches played. So again, I think there are some very good individual talents on this Vancouver roster, but they clearly have not been able to, put it all together and, keep up in this next pro Western Conference. Again, 10th out of the 14 teams. And we know that, that 7 seed is the playoff line in the West. They're 7 points off of that. So not a great season, not a great team. Again, I think this is a team that if we have aspirations of getting that 1 seed, this has to be 3 points.
Yeah, you can't drop this game. If you're chasing Colorado, this is absolutely a game that you cannot drop. So I don't think we will. And I think we're going to go in there and beat this team pretty handedly. I'm going to go ahead and say 3-1.
Nice. Okay. I like it. I'm going to say 2-1. It's large cavernous arena in there. We may see a guy like Levante Johnson could get, as good as our defense is, that guy's going to give any back line in this next pro league some trouble.
Yep.
Gave the Austin FC first team back line some trouble last month.
Yeah.
So 2-1, I think we squeak it out. The defense holds enough for us to bring home the 3 points. I guess typically we close out last business day with the score predictions. But I did want to ask you one question, because you mentioned Chris Pinkham. And Chris Pinkham has been the guy who has been on the bench in favor of Anthony Deanda over the last couple matches. Do you think, and again, putting on just a tiny little tinfoil hat here, do you think that Rodolfo Borrell has any influence on us seeing not just Anthony Deanda step into a bigger role, but Micah Burton starting a little bit more consistently, Irvin Torres, Brian Ariano coming off the bench fairly frequently? Again, some of that is, you think CJ is ready. CJ has been needed at times. Leagues Cup obviously pulled some of these guys up. But do you think Rodo has maybe already come in and said, like, hey, he better than us understands what these homegrown players can do for a first team's salary cap, even outside of any potential talent additions that you can get from these young guys? You think he's maybe looking down the ranks and saying, hey, we need to play these young? Why are we playing 23, 24-year-olds? I don't know.
I don't think he said that, no.
Okay.
I don't know if Deanda, I don't know if Deanda has earned it in practice and really just showed out and just, kind of developed. I don't think Rodolfo has come down there and been like, no, we got to get some of these younger guys more time.
Okay. Maybe that just comes later down the road, not trying to interfere too much with what they're doing with FC2. I mean, it's been working.
Yeah, they've been playing great. I don't know. I think there's obviously been more pressing matters on the table.
Yeah, for sure.
Making sure we got to get Anthony Deanda some playing time here.
Sure. All right. Well, we'll take my little tinfoil hat off. We'll throw that in the trash for next episode. Leagues Cup. Okay, not a ton to discuss here. There was only the 2 matches. We've got the championship game, the third place match set. But last night, fuck, man. Faster than they have in any of these previous games. Miami out the gate score, 3rd minute, I believe. Joseph Martinez opening the scoring there, and it ends up 4-1 Miami over Philadelphia Union in Philly. Been the Union since 2020, if I'm not mistaken, the team with the most regular season points, the most goals scored, and the fewest goals against in MLS. And that's what this team does to them at home. 4-1, and not close ever.
Nope. Philly had some close chances, but they didn't put any in the back of the net.
Yeah.
It's pretty. They made Andre Blake look absolutely foolish.
Yeah.
And I saw him on the Messi highlight goal there, and he's getting himself ready, and it's like, no, dude, that's not an MLS player. That's Messi. He's ready. Like, here it comes, and Blake just what a shot by Messi there. Yeah, they're a buzzsaw right now. It's absolutely insane to watch. It is insane to see the boost that some of those guys are getting just by having Messi on the team. Like, Robert Taylor is playing out of his fucking mind.
Yeah.
The steal and then the assist to I forget who he passed it to, but it was right before half. Was just a massive fucking play.
The pass to Jordi Alba?
Yes. Gets the steal. Philly asleep at the wheel. Great ball by Taylor, and he goes and bangs it. And I was just like, dang, man.
Yeah.
But I thought Jim had it great, Coach Jim there. They gave up that goal in the 3rd minute, and they were chasing him for 87 minutes after that. And there's no way you're going to be able to chase that team and just be able to keep them out from threatening chances consistently throughout a game. I don't care who you are at this point or how, few goals you've given up in MLS. Lionel Messi is here, and he's doing whatever the hell he wants on the pitch. You see the resurgence of Joseph Martinez, too, who has looked great. Benjamin Kramaski, who 18 years old, like just soaking it all up, playing back and forth, giving goes with Messi. Like, man, it's been interesting. DeAndre Yedlin's looked revitalized. Now, remember, this was the worst fucking team in the league.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have shit going.
Still is by the standings.
Yes. They didn't have anything going for them besides their draw with us that one time. So, man, it's been wild to see. I know, like, looking back on it now, we should have probably thought this. Like,
yeah, we should have.
We should have definitely leaned more into, like, yeah, this is like sending LeBron to, the Chinese league or anything along those lines. So it's been wild, man. And what an introduction to the league for Messi and for all the fans, really. And you're over it, I can tell.
Dude, it feels like it wasn't sending LeBron to the CBA. No, it's sending LeBron to the fucking charity game, bro.
I'd love
it. They're undefeated.
I know his moves.
Oh my god! And man, Taylor and Kramaski and all of those guys that are the holdovers, right?
Yeah,
they are being boosted not just by Messi, but Busquets and Jordi Alba. If some of those guys like Kramaski last night, there's like 2 or 3 chances where Messi, and that's what I think I like most about watching Messi at this level is that he doesn't, like, if he's on a break, 3-on-3, whatever the numbers are, he's going to make the perfect fucking read. And then you watch the normies, right?
Yeah.
Just fuck them up. They could have had 8 goals last night if there are better players around them. And thank the Lord that there are not. Because
I mean, they're getting there though, right? Like
they're all those guys are improving and at an insane rate. And again, like, fuck this team, man. Like,
yeah, dude.
It's becoming not fun to watch them because it's just a foregone conclusion.
Then they got the Diego Gomez kid, the Paraguayan national.
Mm-hmm.
He's 20 on the U22 deal.
Yeah,
like so they've maximized all that shit right now. So they got Gomez, and then you got Campana off the bench. Who's this other young kid that they got?
Dude, you're able to buy down Campana. Like, they don't even have to get rid of him in the window.
I know. They bring him off the bench. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, they're scary right now. And then on the other side, I was pulling from my boys from Monterrey. And I don't like Nashville, but Nashville's really good, man. They're a great club. And that match, a little less firepower there, but still a great match. Did you see the goal that was disallowed?
The Hanny one?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, and obviously a travesty of officiating there.
What in the? I was like, oh shit, they want Monterrey, Miami in this final.
Yeah.
And then I mean, the ref blows that again. Monterrey should have had a PK.
Yeah,
Monterrey should have been up 1-0. That was before there was any goals.
It was atrocious. Well, Nashville should have been up because the Handy goal should have counted. Yeah. Terrible officiating. I think the officiating in the CONCACAF officials have been worse than the PRO officials. And this is just me looking like Austin has not been in this tournament.
Yeah.
When you get upset at officiating in a game, you just have no skin in the game. Like it's bad. And man, Jim Curtin last night. I mean, he said he was basically like, yeah, we lost to Leo Messi. Like, this is like a one-man team. And then he did also talk about the league rules. He said, I think the league rules are going to change, and it should. I think that's coming. So man, if Jim Curtin thinks it's coming, maybe there is a little bit to that. What was the Twitter MLS source? Remember talking about raising the cap to $7 million next year, 4th DP. Look, man, I'm all for give us a 5th fucking DP because we can't compete against this Miami team.
No, stop calling them fucking DPs and just play whoever you want and pay them whatever you want. Like, that's how this shit works, man. It has to come. Like it has to.
Yeah.
And we said it a couple episodes ago where like this is your window, MLS. Yeah. You got to maximize it. You've had the best out of the gate start you could possibly imagine for this Inter Miami club. Yeah. So like capitalize.
Oh man. Well, yeah, and then you mentioned the second game, Nashville victorious over Monterrey. So if we can check in real quick on our bracket challenge, as I'll pull that window up here. Yeah, I think ZG and E out of the running for that Las Voces kit. And Teddy with the Miami victory up into first. I don't think anybody is catching Teddy. Obviously, Uncle Drew. He needed Miami and Nashville, I think, to be in that third place match. So he was kind of right there with us.
Yep.
So looking at Teddy out in front. Good luck to you. I don't think anybody's catching you. So it might be congrats to you, Teddy.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Nobody knows how the points work in this. Oh, yeah. Teddy's probably locked into that. He's got Miami winning it, right?
Yeah. So here's his bracket. Oh, that was his group stage knockout. He had Miami over Monterrey in the final. So I think, Miami are the favorites here. And I guess that can be a nice segue into the bets for this week. Real quick recap of what we did in the semifinals. We go 1-1 and +3 units on the weekie because we miss on the Monterrey +140. But the logic behind the over 3.5 in the Philly Miami game worked out. So +0.3 units on the week. We are now negative 35.01 units. And I guess let's go ahead and just do this because Monterrey lost, Philadelphia lost. So we are out. All 6 of our winner picks that we put a unit on to start the tournament now out. That's a tough break. I thought we were going to get at least one of those teams into the final and have something to be cheering for. So that's -6 units. So we'll revise that. Negative 41.01 units on the year E. So I guess we could continue to drop here, continue to just leak from our wallets, but we're going to try to turn that around here with the championship match, the third place match this Saturday, and MLS returning on Sunday. So I believe these are the week 27 betting picks here. I'll kick it to you to get it started because we've got a mixture. We're going to pick some Leagues Cup bets and we're going to pick some MLS bets here.
Indeed. I am going up north. I'm going to Montreal at Toronto, getting Montreal at +185. We know the story with Toronto. Montreal playing really well. Been playing tough. So I like that one a lot.
I like that one as well. I had that written down, and then you stole it from me in the pre-production meeting here. I love that bet. And Toronto, again, the fire sale continues. Rumors that Bernadeschi may be on the way out back overseas. We'll see. I'm going to kick it off here. I've been saying this for months. St. Louis City sucks. They're not good. This is a fake team, overachieving. Okay, and we're going to prove that here on Sunday. Give me Austin, +275 on the road. 3 points coming back to Central Texas. Lock it in.
Love it. I'm going to the Loons, man. I love the Loons. I love their club. Playing at NYCFC. Tough place to play. +265. We get it. We like the numbers there. Lock her in.
All right, I like that one as well. Look, I'm just gonna keep the look. I'm hyped. We're back, baby. Austin FC this Sunday. Give me Seba to score. Anytime goal. There's no odds yet. I don't give a shit what they are. That's gonna be the winner from the spot. Seba to score. No odds yet. We'll fill that in later. Back to you.
Very nice. I got RSL, my boys there, going to the Galaxy. Get them at +195. Spoil Diego's debut.
Oh, yeah. Well, and Chicho, the revenge match against the LAFC didn't go quite so well. So now he's out in Carson. It's like revenge match by geography almost there. So We'll see if he can get it going against the Galaxy. I'm going to go perfect bet here. Timbers visiting Houston. Houston, despite the recent downturn in form, still one of the better home teams in MLS, especially in that Western Conference. So I'm going to take Houston -115 to get it done over Portland. And Portland, go get that dub, man. It's the perfect bet for a reason.
Yeah, I think Houston's done for. I think they peaked with what they were trying to do this year. Like they had some good runs. They've been good at home, but they're not that good.
I agree. And they have Steve Clark, which you missed an opportunity to say Andre Blake looking like Steve Clark last night. I'm just saying. Anytime we can take a dig at our boy Steve. All right, one each. left here. So actually, I'm going to start this one.
Yep.
I don't know why we haven't just ridden this team into the ground this entire tournament. Miami's minus 110 in Nashville to get this Leagues Cup championship. I think they get it done. So I'm taking Miami minus 110, and I know that you are going to take.
I am going to take Mr. Messi. Anytime goal, minus 125. He has not scored in a game so far.
He's 9 goals now, I think, through his first, 6 matches with this team? Just insane. Correct. It's just insane. He's got 474 minutes played, 53 minutes per goal for Leo Messi. 8.65 is his FOTMOB rating over this stretch. Yeah. So those are the week 27, I believe, bets here. We need a good one. Because we have passed that negative 40 mark with all of our winners perishing the final 2 on Tuesday night. And that's going to wrap up the early morning, the groggy edition of the North End podcast. This has been episode 82. And again, E, congrats to you. Congrats to us. 1 year anniversary of the North End podcast. Excited for you. I know you're about to go start your travel journey for today. We'll see you back here in Austin on Thursday, and a busy weekend of soccer ahead. Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
No, sir.
All right. If you've got 5 seconds to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast, wherever you get your podcast, we would greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, you can hit that subscribe button, help us grow the pod. You can hit the notification bell to know when a live stream pops up or a new episode goes live. And of course, on this episode, hit that thumbs up, like the video, help us battle the YouTube algorithm overlords. Atone for your sins. Wash yourselves clean in the 1 year anniversary of the North End podcast. We will be back likely on Monday, given the 4 p.m. Austin FC 2 match and the 8:30 p.m. Austin FC match on Sunday. So we'll be back on Monday, a little bit of a late release there. I imagine most of the other podcasts might push back a little bit for that. So, man, my juices are flowing. Austin is back. MLS is back. This is what we've been waiting for 3 weeks. Our long wait finally over. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll see everybody back here on Monday, recapping all of the Austin FC, Leagues Cup, MLS, all that action. We'll be right here on the North End podcast. Until then, Vacation E is signing off, and I'm Zach. Vamos Austin FC, everybody. Goodbye.